You may have heard that Arabic does not have an equivalent to the English is, but there are a few ways to depict the implied is in Arabic sentences. One of the simplest ways for new Arabic language learners is using huwa and hiya and the plural shami huma. Now, you may have been using hiya, huwa, and huma to mean she, he, and they, but it is better to think of them as he is, she is, and they are. Think about hiya jamila. You would translate this as she is pretty, not she pretty. The is implied. It's assumed that it is present even though it is not. The same concept applies when you are using huma, huwa, and hiya to imply is in complete sentences. This is a dog. هذا هو كلب. Here, the huwa emphasizes that this is a dog. هذا كلب talks about a vague, incomplete idea. This dog. So, you would expect the dog to do something, like run away. Now let's look at the small dog. We can tell it's an adjective clause because the noun kalb and the adjective صغير match in gender and definiteness. They both have the definite article al. This is an adjective clause, not a complete sentence, so again, we expect to hear more about the small dog. To say the dog is small, you have a few options. One is to have your noun and adjective disagree. The dog is definite, al-kalb, but the adjective is not, صغير. So, this lets you know it is a complete idea. The dog is small, with the is being implied by the lack of agreement. These verbless sentences that Arabic has, to which there are no equivalent in English because English always uses the subject-verb-object arrangement, are called nominal sentences, al-jumla al-ismiya. The part of the sentence that tells you more info, the English equivalent of the predicate, is called the khabar. In Arabic, this is usually indefinite, which again helps differentiate between a complete clause or sentence and an incomplete adjective clause. The previous example was how Shami speakers might say the dog is small, but this example better depicts how you would say the dog is small in Fusha. Because you're new to all this and it can be very confusing, you should know that you can also use huwa in the sentence to demonstrate to your listener and your teacher that the disagreement is intentional and you really know your Arabic. Here you have al-kalb huwa صغير, which literally translates to the dog, he is small. Don't forget to use the subject pronoun that agrees with the noun you're referring to. If it were a female dog, you would say al-kalba hiya صغيرة. You can make even more complex sentences following this same pattern. If you want to say, his dog is small, you add the masculine singular possessive pronoun to the dog. Then you have kalbahu. Then you follow it with huwa صغير. Kalbahu huwa صغير. Let's make the sentence even more complex. His small dog is pretty. Here you have kalbuhu al-sagir as your subject, which is a mubtada and a jumla ismiya. Remember that the hu attached possessive pronoun for his is definite, so your adjective must also be definite. Kalbuhu al-sagir. The rest of your sentence will be indefinite. Kalbuhu al-sagir huwa jamil. Though shami would usually just be kalbuhu al-sagir jamil. Here are the grammatical terms we covered in this video. This can help you understand and learn. الجملة الاسمية is your nominal sentence, your sentence without a verb. المبتدأ is your subject, while your predicate is خبر. خبر also means news, so it's good to help you know that the new part of the sentence that gives you the news is the predicate, as opposed to the subject. That's the main idea, what you establish first.